Hello children, welcome to LE Tutorials. Today we will start with the first chapter called as a period of transition. What is the meaning of transition? Transition means a change. And now we are going to see a very beautiful change that's happening, not just we're talking about our country, but it's a huge change that's happened in the world. And basically, which is the country we are talking about? The European countries, okay? So when did this transition basically take place? You can say that history is divided into ancient, medieval and modern. And today what we're going to talk is basically that's happened all the way right from the medieval to the modern. And this thing happened in Europe in the 15th century. So you can say things started changing in the 15th century. And those things what have been changed is called as your Renaissance. Okay, Renaissance means there was a revival of art, literature, sculpture. Okay, a lot of good things happening. Then you had a big reformation taking place. Reformation is basically the changes that took place in the church, and we have a very big reformer by the name of Martin Luther who brought about a change. And of course, when you have big things changing, ultimately it's going to result into a revolution which is called as industrial revolution. Now, industrial revolution is that revolution without the bloodshed, you can say. A revolution where for the first time industries were set up, factories were set up, more and more people were being employed, machines were used, production went into booming in the sense there was so much of demand, so there was a lot of supply, there was a lot of production taking place. So that was industrial revolution. And of course, from industrial revolution, you have those countries who are looking out for smaller countries from where you can get raw material. So when you have a bigger country taking control of a smaller country, you can call that as by a term called as imperialism. And that is how from industrial revolution the word you can come to a new word called as imperialism. England was called as an imperialistic country, and India, who used to give the raw materials to England, was called as a colony. So that is how the rule of the imperialism started all the way. So you can just understand, right from Renaissance to imperialism, how the world changed, and all these things basically happened in England. You can say it happened in France, it happened in Germany, it happened in Spain, in Italy. Now those names and all that are something very frightful for us to hear, because everything has started, the virus which is very dangerous is highest in these countries as such, okay? Fine. So what do you mean by, in history, the first and the foremost thing what we have to understand is, okay, you can keep your textbook open on page number 2. What is we are going to do in the chapter is what I have explained in the first paragraph. I am not trying to read everything, because children, it will be very boring for you people if I'll start reading each and every word, okay? Wherever there are definitions, I will surely tell you that those definitions are important, and you have to mark them and keep, but then otherwise let me do the points so that it becomes like a story form for you to understand. What do you mean by primary and secondary sources? So if you have the first 3 lines, the definition of primary sources, they are the evidence that historians used to know about events, people and their everyday life in the past. Okay, so when you want to come to know how the people lived in the past, from where do you come to know? From the primary sources. So that's your 3 lines definition. Let's come to the same paragraph down. What are the examples? Like oral historians, objects, artifacts, photographs, documents, newspapers, records, journals, inventories are all primary sources. So if there are 8, at least you have to keep 5 in mind. Okay, so they are primary sources. What do you mean by secondary sources? Okay, the first 3 lines are supposed to be, they are any account, record or evidence derived from interpreting and analyzing an original or primary source. मतलब जब primary source को हम पूरी तरह से analyze करते हैं and then you come to a conclusion, it is basically called as secondary source. Your textbook is called as your secondary source, because the information that we have gathered in this textbook is not just from one source, it's from different primary sources, and then this textbook is made for you to understand, okay? So that's the meaning of primary and secondary sources of your books or your information. Starting with, what do you mean by Renaissance? Okay, so what do you mean by Renaissance? You can say Renaissance is a cultural movement, and where did this take place? This took place basically in Italy, okay, or you can say it took place in Florence. It started in Florence, fine, and it spread to the complete of Europe. अभी रेनेसांस कहाँ कहाँ पे हुआ, द चेंज, ओके। रेनेसांस का मतलब ही क्या होता है, रिवाइवल और रीबर्थ। तो ये चेंज, द रीबर्थ और द रिवाइवल कहाँ कहाँ पे हुआ है, इट हैज हैपेंड इन लिटरेचर, लिटरेचर में चेंजेस हुआ है, philosophy, art, politics, science and religion. Okay, so these are the 5 or 6 places where Renaissance have taken place. पहले लोगों का सोच बहुत ही बंधा हुआ सोच था, but you know Renaissance के बाद में they had a very open up kind of thinking. What was the cause for the Renaissance to take place? मतलब कोई भी चीज़ बड़ा होने से पहले there could be some reason for it. Okay, so we have the causes. First one is called as fall of Constantinople. Now Constantinople was being captured by the Ottoman Turks in 1453. Okay, what is given to you in the first 2 to 3 lines. And this place had lot of Greek scholars. Okay, Greek scholars बहुत सारे थे वहाँ पे. These Greek scholars, उन लोग ने अपना जान बचाने के लिए they fled from Constantinople, and where did they go and settle down? Fortunately, they went and settled down in Italy. After settling down there, the kings of Italy actually supported these scholars, and these scholars actually came up with ब्यूटिफुल वर्क. ओके, मतलब इतने सारे इन लोग लिखते थे, इतना खूबसूरत लिखते थे कि दे गॉट द कंप्लीट सपोर्ट फ्रॉम इटली. सो दैट इज द फर्स्ट रीजन why they all shifted to Italy. Okay, like they came to Florence, they came to Milan, they came to Italy. So with their all work manuscripts, they all shifted out to this place. Okay, second reason why the Renaissance took place is rise of a new mobility. Now who are noble? Nobility का मतलब होता है noble people. As increase in trade led to the emergence of a new class of noble who were actually merchants and not nobles by birth, who patronized learning. मतलब nobles ने भी ये Greek scholars को इतना support किया that you know the Greek scholars were really happy. मतलब Italy, Florence में रह के these nobles started supporting them. So the rise of nobles actually gave rise to Renaissance. अगर nobles ने भी support नहीं किया होता तो maybe these scholars would not have come up like the way they are now. Next is discovery of new routes. Now Constantinople is that place which connected the eastern world and the western world. Now Constantinople was captured by the Ottoman Turks. So now how is the trade going to happen between eastern world and the western world? But let me tell you, there was new routes that was being found out, and there was a discovery of voyage. Okay, discovery of voyage का मतलब है वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में जितने भी सेलर्स थे they were all very very enterprising sailors. मतलब they were sailors who just took their ship, they were sponsored by their kings, and with sailors what they used to do is they used to move around the world to find out new sea routes to reach the eastern world. And that is how we can talk about you know Vasco da Gama, Amerigo Vespucci, Christopher Columbus all started finding out new trade routes to reach the other part of the world. Okay, so when you are doing these kind of things, it is one kind of a change that is happening. Okay, next is crusades. Crusades are the holy wars to save Christianity from the onslaught of Turks. Brought Europe in close contact with the Arabs, who made a great advancement in the field of science and philosophy. मतलब crusades basically you can call it as a war that happens between two different religions. और यहाँ पे war किस चीज़ के लिए हो रहा है? Basically to keep Christianity alive. Okay, because Ottoman Turks are supposed to be Islamism. So you know Islamism wanted to become stronger and Christianity wanted to become stronger. तो दोनों के बीच में लड़ाई होता था. लेकिन fortunately यहाँ पे you can say Christianity got the power, and उनको help करने के लिए Arabs थे. So Arabs ने क्या किया है? They opened up the routes, sea routes of trading for the Western world to come to the Eastern world. So that is how the Western people started coming to the Eastern world of India for trading. Next is of course invention of printing press, which was done in the 14th century, none other than in 1450 after 1453 it was. Okay, it was none other than Johannes Gutenberg. He is the person who introduced the printing press for the first time. And printing press start होने के बाद में the first book that was translated was the Bible, because Bible at that point of time was only in one language, that is the Latin language, and not everybody could understand that language. So Bible was a book that was translated into different languages of the world so that people could read the Bible and understand what the Bible is telling exactly. Okay, that is your causes for the Renaissance to take place. Coming to the features. Features का मतलब है what is so beautiful about Renaissance. What is exactly Renaissance teaching you? The first one is called as humanism. Humanism का मतलब क्या है? Okay, human beings. पहले क्या होता था? When people used to draw, when people used to write, there was only one topic that they used to draw or write. That used to be only on God. But Renaissance brought about a change in the thoughts of the people. And now for them the topic is not just God, but now for them the topic is even human beings. And that is why Renaissance के time पे you must have seen there are a lot of literature written on human beings. Okay, like you have Shakespeare writing so many things. Fine, so many stories and tragic stories and poems, etc. Then when you're talking about sculptures are on human beings. If you're talking about painting, Mona Lisa, that's again made on human being. So for the first time, the main feature of Renaissance is that these big people, that is, the artisans, the architectures, the sculptors, in लोग का main topic is shifted from godly affair to human affair. मतलब now you're not going to talk too much about God, or you're not going to write too much about God, but you're going to even consider human beings a very good topic to write. That was the biggest feature. Second is rationalism. Rationalism का मतलब होता है to think by your mind. Don't just go by the blind faith or don't go by the blind belief. It's very, very important. सोचो, समझो, फिर you should respond. So you should ask a question like, why this is happening, how it is happening, why should we listen. So it is very important that you should think rationally. That's why we say that, be rational. Rational in the sense, be practical. Don't just because a crowd is telling you or somebody tells you, just don't believe it. So that is really very, very important to understand, a beautiful feature. Next is scientific spirit. Scientific spirit in the sense, everything has to have a scientific explanation. And it should be like how? Through observation, experimentation and conclusion. You cannot just say that, on blind faith we will do anything. No, there should be a scientific theory behind it, that why are we doing it. And it is very, very important that scientific theory actually helps humans. Next one is spirit of enquiry. Also, spirit of enquiry means you should ask the question WH. Why, where, what, how, okay? And then when you get the proper answer for it, then you should move ahead in life. Okay, so that is the reason why, you will increase your knowledge, you will increase, your blind faith will come to an end. You will understand what the society is all about, what the country is all about. Okay, and then accordingly you will believe and move ahead. So such inquiries are very, very important because when you ask questions, there is full scope of more discovery taking place. There is more scope of new happenings taking place in the country. लेकिन अगर तुम चुपचाप बैठोगे और सब कुछ accept करोगे, maybe there will not be any change. So that was very beautiful thing that happened. Realism, what's the meaning of realism? Along with humanism and spirit of enquiry, realism was visible. Artists painted the actual beauty of the world and the real grace of the men and women. Okay, so everything looked actually real. That was a beautiful thing again seen during Renaissance time. Painting will not look like a painting, it will actually look as if a human being is smiling or sad. A sculpture, thinking man sculpture in Italy, very, very famous, okay, where the man is sitting and thinking. So उनका features देखेंगे तो उनको समझ में आ जाता है कि this person is actually thinking, so that makes a lot of difference. Coming to the next part called as what was the impact of the Renaissance? Impact क्या था? First impact is they discarded Latin language, okay, literature में बहुत बड़ा impact हुआ था. Why Latin language was discarded? Because only few people knew about it. And some of the famous scholars made major work which is given in the table below on the page number 4. That's very important and you have to by heart that green color box, okay. Second impact was Renaissance movement result in the revival of art. Art का मतलब होता है great artists, painters like Michelangelo, okay, Leonardo da Vinci, Ralph. And what have these people actually picked up the topics? They have not picked up topics only on religious themes, but they even started painting the walls of the palaces of the church with Bible events and characters, and then they even came to human autonomy. Human autonomy का मतलब होता है picking up human beings. Like for example, if they are planning to draw a human being's figure, so how will it look? It will basically look like the way my face is showing the feature. If I am happy, it will be shown on the pic. If I am thinking, it will be shown on the pic. So इन लोग इतने बड़े बड़े कलाकार लोग थे, like they are such big painters. Okay, big sculptures that, first they used to only keep God as a topic. Now they have even taken up human beings as a topic. Okay. Sculptural themes also acquired a humanist and secular character. That is third point. Sculptors beautifully captured the grace and elegance of the human body. मतलब even कोई sculpture भी बनाता होगा ना, मूर्तिकार, like इतना खूबसूरत से बनाता है, the curves, okay, the hand curves, the leg curves, the face wrinkles, everything, whether it is smiling, whether it is thinking, whether it is dreaming, everything is seen in that human figure, and it looked really very beautiful. The next important feature of the Renaissance architecture का मतलब होता है buildings, rounded arcs था, imposing domes. Domes का मतलब होता है something which is like a semicircle, बड़े बड़े domes. Like if you happen to visit Rome, Italy, Florence, Venice, they have got so much of Renaissance work out over there कि देखते देखते like थक जाएंगे आप, लेकिन they are huge, they are beautiful, white in color, well planned and still preserved so well. Okay, this came to be known as a Greco-Roman style of architecture. Fine. So impact, feature, causes of Renaissance is done. You can read that. Coming to a very small paragraph is age of discovery and exploration. Now, just now we read that how Constantinople was being captured by the Ottoman Turks. And Constantinople was a place that actually connected the eastern and the western world. Under this topic, we have not spoken much about it, but under the age of discovery and exploration, there are so many sailors who have explored and they have reached the eastern world. But why have they reached? What was their main motive? Okay, they've given you 5 points. Wealth, that is gold, silver and spices, जो बहुत ही ज़्यादा ईस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में मिलता था. When I say eastern world, I mean Arabic countries, Asian countries and Southeast Asian country. ये तीनों जगह पे बहुत ज़्यादा मिलता था. Second is increasing the power in Europe. मतलब what are these European powers deciding? That they will go and capture these places and make it a colony. And that then if they do that, they'll become even more superpower. Third, increasing opportunity for trade. Fourth, they want to spread Christianity to whichever place they go. And building European empires in different parts of the world. Okay, so you can basically say England, Portugal, Spain and France are the 4 countries who have sent so many explorers that just go, explore the place and only come back with great results, that we want, that we have actually explored many places. And what is the work of these many places? वहाँ से कुछ भी मिलता है, everything will come to the mother country. So that was the work of voyages that was taking place. Okay. Okay, Renaissance takes place, nice to hear about it, but then after that, everything happening good. Now you need to make a change out over there where you have to make a change in the Reformation. Very, very important. Now Reformation on page number 6. Now page number 6 के इसमें ऊपर there's a green color box. This green color box have to be kept ready because explorers and कहाँ इन लोग ने explore किया है उसका भी उन लोग ने पूरा detail दिया है. So that has to be kept ready. Okay. Reformation कभी हुआ है 16th century में, and let me tell you, Reformation का मतलब भी होता है change. Now this change where it has taken place in the church, because वो time पे church influence the life of the people. लोग का सोचना जो कुछ भी उन लोग लाइफ में करते थे, it was all basically what the church used to tell them. So unfortunately the church used to take advantage of the people. And यहाँ पे change करने के लिए we have a very important person coming called as Martin Luther. He wanted to change the outlook of the people. He wanted to tell the people is please read the Bible and understand what the Bible tells you. Don't believe what the Pope tells you. So when you are having a change taking place in the church, it's basically called as Reformation. Okay. Second, reform का मतलब क्या होता है? Making changes in something to make it correct and acceptable. Third point, the act of changing a religious, political or social institution or system can be called as reformation. Reformation can take place anywhere. Okay, social institution में, politically as well as religiously. जब कुछ अच्छा होने वाला होगा, that's called as reformation. Fourth, see where did the reformation take place? It took place basically in the Catholic Church to change the Catholic Church. Fifth, Reformation movement was a 16th century religious, political, intellectual and cultural upheaval. Upheaval means a big change in Europe that began in Germany under Martin Luther. So you can say who's the main man behind the Reformation? It's none other than Martin Luther. He was a monk, okay? He knew everything about the religion and he belonged to Germany. He decided Reformation has to take place. Reformers like Luther, okay? जिस तरह से Martin Luther Germany से है, वैसे बहुत सारे reformers from different part of the world came together to make this change. Calvin from France, King Henry VIII of England challenged the authority of the Pope and questioned the authority of the church in interpreting the Bible. मतलब इन लोग में इतना हिम्मत था that they challenged the church and they challenged the Pope saying that what you are talking is different and what the Bible is saying is different. So why are you talking wrong to the people? Please talk what the Bible is telling. But you know, the Pope was acting according to his own will. And these reformers decided we have to make the change. Okay, what ensued were protests, wars हुआ and finally the counter-reformation by the Roman Catholic Church. मतलब बोलते ना कुछ बड़ा होने के लिए unfortunately war करना पड़ता है. War भी हुआ and at the end of the day the Roman Catholic Church actually listened to what had to happen. Okay, they changed themselves. Dating the Reformation, exactly इसका date कहाँ पे है? When did it happen? You can mark it as 1517 with the publication of Martin Luther's 95 Theses as the beginning of the Reformation. Now what did this person do? Okay, now I'll tell you the combination of these two paragraphs together. Okay, dating and Martin Luther. Martin Luther was a German monk and he was a professor of theology in the Wittenberg University of Germany. When he came to know that the ill things that was happening in the Catholic Church, he made a 95 thesis letter. Okay, 95 thesis means 95 points talking against the church or talking against the practice of the church. Now these 95 points, where did he keep it or whom did he give? He didn't give it to anybody. He nailed it on the wall of the church so that people who come and go out of the church will read and they will come to know that the church is saying something else and the Bible is saying something else. So he decided that the people have to change and that's only possible through the 95 theses, and that is what exactly he did. Okay. See, there was a list. Now when the church came to know, the church asked the Germany king to actually throw Martin Luther out of Germany, and he was being expelled from the church. And the Pope said that you are no more going to come to the church. But that did not matter him because he had the support of a section of people who were called as Protestants. Now, who are Protestants? Those people who actually followed Martin Luther are called as Protestants. And what is the work of the Protestant? They read what the Bible said and they followed what the Bible told them. Okay, so they basically did not believe in what the Roman Catholic Church told them. So that was the difference between the Protestants and the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, today in our world we have these two sections working in their own way. Protestants are basically followers of Martin Luther, and Roman Catholic Church or Roman Catholics are those people who follow what the Bible tells or what the Pope tells. Okay, but of course now we don't have these kind of great things happening. बहुत changes हो गया, सब कुछ अच्छा ही हो गया. लेकिन ये changes लेके आने वाला इंसान कौन था? Martin Luther. ठीक है? Coming to Protestant Reformation, 1521 May, Luther was summoned before the Diet of Worms. It's the name of a place, and he was excommunicated. With the help of the ruler of Saxony, Luther translated the Bible into Germany and continued to distribute the pamphlets with his thoughts in German to the common people to understand. You know, the ruler of Germany was so good कि उन्होंने मार्टिन लूथर को हाइडआउट में रखा ऑलमोस्ट 1 साल तक. और ये हाइडआउट में मार्टिन लूथर यूज्ड टू ट्रांसलेट द बाइबल फ्रॉम लैटिन टू जर्मन लैंग्वेज सो दैट द पीपल ऑफ जर्मनी अंडरस्टैंड्स व्हाट द बाइबल इज ऑल अबाउट. द किंग वाज आल्सो वेरी सपोर्टिव बिकॉज ही वांटेड दिस रिफॉर्मेशन टू टेक प्लेस. The German people, particularly the peasants, revolted in 1524, and by the end of the Reformation, Lutheran Church and Lutheranism was established all over Germany. That was the best thing that ever happened. ठीक है? जिस तरह से चीजें changes have taken place in Germany by Martin Luther, other countries also became very strong. They said even we are going to stand against the church. Like for example, Ulrich Zwingli of Switzerland, then you have John Calvin in France, and you have King Henry VIII of England, who was a monarch who decided to change. मतलब उन लोग ने भी सोच लिया कि they will also stand against the Catholic Church in their own countries. Okay? जब ये सब कुछ अच्छा हो गया, अभी तो church has to understand one thing is कि Martin Luther is become the hero, Protestantism is introduced. Now most of the people, instead of becoming Protestants, okay, the church decided that let us change our outlook, let us change our points, okay, let us change our we have to change ourselves, because if we change ourselves, then what will happen? Maximum people who want to get converted into Protestantism will not happen. So the Catholic Church decided to change their own rules and regulation. जो पहले बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट थे वो उन लोग ने एकदम ही इजी बना दिया और लोगों को बोला कि वी विल गो नाउ बाय द बाइबल. ठीक है, तो लोगों को यू कैन फूल देम एनीमोर. फाइन, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज काउंटर रिफॉर्मेशन. Catholic Church was a little slow to respond to Luther and other reformers. The church's response to the threat from Luther is known as counter reformation. मतलब लूथर ने बोल दिया कि if you are not going to change, then you can have maximum of your people getting converted to Protestantism. तो Catholic Church को थोड़ा टेंशन आ गया and they decided instead of their people getting converted into Protestantism, they decided that they will change themselves. That is why it's called as Counter-Reformation. In 1545, the church convened. Convened means arranged a Council of Trent to deal with the issue raised by the Protestants. So what is they decided? Council of Trent means Trent is the name of a place जहाँ पे पूरा crowd has come together and वहाँ पे they are going to now make changes inside the Catholic Church, okay, inside the Roman Catholic Church. What are they going to do? Basically, new edition of the Latin Bible was issued. Several heretical books were banned. Heretical means illegal books. Illegal books. The books which was spread among the people and people used to believe that, वो सब books को उन्होंने ban कर दिया. Sale of church offices were prohibited. Church clergies could not charge any fee for performing religious ceremonies or duties. You know, जैसे Hinduism में priest होता है. Imagine if the priest keeps on asking you for money for this rite, for that work and this work, you will go crazy. अभी यहाँ पे church में clergy was doing that. So now, according to the new regulation, not a single clergy is allowed to take any money from the people for any religious ceremony. मतलब for any religious ceremony, they will not take a single money, and they will do that free of cost. Okay, so that is what they have decided. Who has decided? The Roman Catholic Church in the Council of Trent. The clergy was to lead a very moral life. You know the meaning of moral life? एकदम ही साधु का जैसे life. ठीक है, like a pope, a very simple life. The most rigorous program in this regard was setting up of a Society of Jesus by Ignatius of Loyola in 1534. The priests who belonged to the Society of Jesus were called as Jesusists. By the close of the 16th century, Roman Catholic Church had regained the faith of the people because they decided to change for the good. They decided to change for the people. So people gave complete support. Now the people will not go by what the Pope tells. They will read what the Bible tells and they are going to lead a very good moral life. So the moral of the story is कि अंत भला तो सब भला. Okay, that is the meaning of it. Now Europe was divided into two parts of Christianity. One is called as Catholics, the other one is called as Protestantism. Okay. Coming to the last part of Reformation, called as the impact of Reformation. इसका impact क्या हुआ? First, there was political, cultural and social impact. मतलब the whole society changed. Second, okay, all religious values were set aside and it broke the barriers of class and education. Everybody treated equally. ठीक है, nobody like rich and the poor, कुछ नहीं, everybody together. Third, the church governed politics. पहले church used to even take care of the kingdom. Reformation के बाद में church का काम संभालेगा और पॉलिटिक्स कौन संभालता था? द किंग यूज्ड टू टेक कंट्रोल. Fourth, in the realm means in the course of science, scientific discoveries and everything started taking place. So now the spirit of inquiry, scientific spirit, rationalism, realism, all started coming up during the Reformation time. Next, fifth point, Reformation brought about true meaning of individual liberty. Individual liberty means every human being is born free to follow one's own consciousness. तुम्हारा जो मन कहे वो ही करो. तुमको दान देना है दो, नहीं देना है मत दो. Okay? Next, it asserted means supported sovereignty and independence of a nation free from foreign control. Next point, church was divided of course into Catholics and Protestantism, and the rise of national churches led to the rise of nation state. मतलब इतना kings were so happy that at last the nations have come in their hand. At last the nations have come in their hand. वरना ये सब कुछ किसके हाथ में था? चर्च के हाथ में था. So now the kings have decided that this is my boundary. This is my kingdom. And he will decide what the kingdom is. पहले ये सब कौन decide करता था? चर्च. तो चर्च का भी काम है सिर्फ भगवान के बारे में सोचने का. And do good to mankind. And of course, last point, economic changes were brought about with the decline of federalism. Banking, finance gave way to trading, which led to economic growth. देखा जब नया नया अच्छा changes होता है ना, तो यूरोप is flourishing, and वो flourishing में बहुत ही खूबसूरत चीज होने लग गया था called as trading. And if I'm talking about trading, it's quite natural we are going to come to the last part of the chapter called as industrial revolution. Okay, so but before that, just have a look of what all we studied, go through, just mark your doubts, and I'll be back really very soon. Till then, stay safe. Bye.